those in attendance, the members of the press, we welcome you and thank you for making the trip down to the world's most famous arena here at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of fight sports. We again welcome you. Just to roll through today's agenda quickly, we'll have some speakers to kick us off. We'll then introduce the fighters and have them take their place here on the stage. We will then open it up to questions for those members of the media in attendance. We'll have just about a half hour or so for questions, and then we'll clear the stage and we'll have all of our fighters in the pay-per-view event square off for a photo op, and then we'll have all of our fighters conclude on the stage at one time. That'll be the final photo op for today's press conference. Real quickly, we'd like to welcome those joining us around the world as this press conference is being streamed live on Bellator's official Facebook and YouTube channels. So again, for all those watching us around the world, we know we've got some fans tuning in from Brazil. We welcome you as well. And with that, as Jen mentioned, the Bellator MMA pay-per-view, New York City, June 24th. Bellator 180 will precede the pay-per-view event. We'll be announcing fights coming up on that show in the coming weeks. So again, watch Bellator.com. We've got 4 of the fights and the 8 fighters all set for today's press conference. So let's get right to the action. We'll start it off with opening remarks from Bellator MMA President. Please welcome Mr. Scott Coker.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Chase Square, Madison Square Garden. It's been quite a journey to get to this point, as you guys know, to get MMA legal here in New York. About 7 years ago, we did a promotion out front here with Gina Carano and Cyborg, and it took it that long to get to the point that we're here today to bring this fight to New York City. When I think about, people ask me all the time, they said, why did you guys wait so long? Why did you not come in November or December or January? And I tell everybody, I said, look, here's the deal. At the end of the day, we wanted to bring the best fight card that we could bring to New York, and now we have done that. On June 24th, we have an amazing fight card for you guys. It's going to be unbelievable. Top to bottom, we have 2 great title fights. We have 2 legend fights. We have more fights to add, and it's going to be a spectacular night. It's going to be something that we're really proud of. I'd like to thank Spike TV, Mr. Kevin Kay, who couldn't be here today, but he sends his best. Without him, MMA not only wouldn't be possible here for Bellator, but also it might not be in existence at all, because in 2005, he was the one that greenlit The Ultimate Fighter. And he's the one that said, hey, I believe in mixed martial arts. This is a sport that I can get behind. And so I thank Kevin Kay for his commitment to MMA. I'd like to also thank our sponsors, Light Beer from Miller, Monster Energy Drink, Dave & Buster's, and Blackheart Rum. You know, Spike has been the home for Bellator for the last 3 or 4 years. And without their support, and also the support of Viacom, which is based here in New York, we couldn't do these events for the fans and for all the people watching all over the world. And an integral part of that is Spike, President of Sports and Specials, Mr. John Slusser. So I'd like to ask John to come out here and say a few things on behalf of Spike.
You want me to stand here? I'll stand here. All right, we're really excited to be here today. It's been a lot of work to get to this moment where we can come up here and talk to you about this fantastic mega event that we're putting together. You know, and it's extra special because this is our hometown. Viacom, our world headquarters are right up the street, and so it's going to be a big night. We're going to have to be even a little bit extra because we're going to have a lot of fans here rooting us on. I want to thank the Garden, first of all. This is fantastic. There's no better place to start our in New York than here. And, you know, sports mecca that it is, and also, you know, the fact that it is our backyard. This is a home game for us, so it just makes perfect sense that we do it here. The Garden's been fantastic partners to us throughout this entire process. They're excited and enthusiastic that we're going to be in the building here for our first event. So. You know, the experience for the fans on June 24th is going to be unparalleled. We have some of the most entertaining and exciting fighters in the entire sport. We have that production quality and that entertainment value that you know and expect from Bellator. We're going to be taking that up a level. And, you know, that's, I think, one of the things that makes Bellator so unique is our presentation. But at the end of the day, it's about those fights, and Scott has put together an amazing card. It takes a lot of partners to put together a mega event like this. It starts with Scott Coker and his team, who've worked for years to build up the type of roster to be able to support this kind of mega pay-per-view event. It was not easy, but as you know, you've seen the free agent signings, you've seen the news. We're really building, thanks to Scott and his team, a real stable of amazing fighters to be able to create this line of business for us. And it is a new line of business that will continue. This is not a one-off. This is a new revenue stream and a new business for us, and we're excited. We have some fantastic pay-per-view partners that we couldn't do this without. People like DirecTV, In Demand, Comcast, Ubiquity, and our Canadian and other pay TV partners have been absolutely fantastic. We've met with all of them, and they've been enthusiastic and excited that we're getting into this business, and they're going all in to help us through promotion, using all their resources. They're out here shooting content right now. So we're excited to build a further relationship with those partners now and in the future. I think that's fantastic. But it also takes the commitment of Viacom. You know, Viacom at the very highest levels has said, how can we make Bellator succeed? What is it going to take to get to the next level? And it's fantastic. From the very, very top of the organization down, they have been so supportive in saying not just, hey, we wish you the best, but actually to say, what is it you need from us? So you're going to see a tremendous amount of Viacom support across our channels, the creation of content, including long-form content, which will be countdown shows, shoulder programming. You'll see social media content, and every one of our events leading up to this big night on the 24th is going to support this. Will support. There'll be content to support this this big event. So, you know, Viacom has seen, the reason that they're so excited is Viacom has seen what Scott and the team at Bellator has done. Whether it's our record television ratings, which were the highest ever in 2016, and we're pacing 71% ahead of where we were last year. Gate attendance, gate revenue, merchandise, social media, whatever metric you use to measure our success, it has been phenomenal. And so, but most of all, they see the fighter signings. You know, it seems like every week there's a new signing, and that makes this new line of business possible. And they want to support. So you're going to see a tremendous amount of support from Viacom. At the end of the day, though, it all comes down to the fighters who are going to come out here and talk to you. They put it on the line. They put it in that cage. And those fights are going to make and break it. All of our partners, from our sponsors, who are really partners for us, who are going to activate on the ground in a synchronized way to bring their fans to this event, or our pay TV partners that I just mentioned. It all comes down, that's all great, but it comes down to those fights in the cage. And we're super excited to have an unbelievable, unforgettable night on June 24th. So thank you. We're excited to have you, and we'll see you on June 24th.
Thanks, John. At this time also, we'd like to bring up our venue partner in Madison Square Garden. I mean, this is the most famous venue in the world. And when we talk to our partners, which Eddie Dava over here has this event distributed in 140 countries around the world. Thank you, Eddie. And we look forward to, you know, great success and ratings all over the world. But we tell our partners all over the world that we're going to be in Madison Square Garden. You know, everybody takes a step back. And for you folks that live in New York, it's, you know, it's probably, you know, the venue that you go to. But, you know, for the rest of us that live outside of New York, it's the iconic venue that, you know, Ali fought Frazier and all the great fights and all the great concerts and all the great, you know, events that have happened here. And we're proud to be here. And it wouldn't be possible without the president of Marquee Events and Operations, Mr. Joel Fisher. So if Mr. Fisher could come up and say a few words, appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott. And I want to welcome everybody here to Chase Square at Madison Square Garden. We are incredibly thrilled, and we want to welcome Bellator into Madison Square Garden on June 24th. This is going to be an exciting night for MMA fans all over and for all of the great fighters that will fight here on that night. As you know, the Garden is known as the Mecca of boxing. All the legends of that sport have fought here, left their blood, sweat, and tears in the ring at the famed Garden here. Just over a week ago, we had over 25,000 fans here on consecutive nights to see a sold-out theater with the professional debut of Michael Conlan and a sold-out arena with the middleweight fight between Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Jacobs. However, with the surging interest and popularity in mixed martial arts, the Garden is now the mecca of MMA as well. And Bellator proves that coming here to do their first event in New York, and we're thrilled. About a year ago, right on this stage here, April 14th, Governor Cuomo sat here and signed the bill that legalized MMA. So, as you're aware, in November, we set a record-breaking MMA event in the arena, and then in December, we had a great theater show with MMA. So we are just thrilled that we've become the mecca of MMA as well. Clearly, the MMA fans, in particular New York MMA fans, have a strong appetite for mixed martial arts. And I know, Scott knows, we all know, they're going to come out for this great event that he's put together on June 24th. I really want to thank Scott and his entire staff. They're great to work with. I want to welcome all the fighters that'll be here on that night and on the card, on the great card that he's put together, to the world's most famous arena. We really hear this all the time from all the performers and the fighters that perform in general here at Madison Square Garden, that it's their dream to perform at the Garden. Fighting here is really the pinnacle of their careers. We understand that this is a special place. We take pride in that. We don't take it for granted. We want to make sure that all of the fighters and the fans take in the entire Garden experience on June 24th. It will be a very, very special night. Before I leave, I also want to welcome Spike TV and John Slusser. We're sure that it'll be a great international telecast. We look forward. It'll be a great, great event. It'll be another marquee event in the history of the world's most famous arena, and we are thrilled to have it here on June 24th. Thank you very much. Thanks, Scott.
And at this time, I'd also like to invite one of my close friends, actually. His name is Nick Gallardi from J&J Events. They do the closed circuit and bar restaurant distribution for pay-per-view events for a lot of big-time boxing fights, as well as this event here. So I'll let Nick talk about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be here today and to be involved in this tremendous event that Bellator and Spike TV has put together. The last couple years, we did, actually 3 years ago, we did Bellator's first pay-per-view event, which to us was a definite success. The last couple years, we've had customers asking, when is Bellator going to be back? Well, here we are, everybody, and they put a tremendous card together from top to bottom, and it's in the mecca of sports at the Garden. So we couldn't ask for anything better than that. We'll be handling the, as Scott said, the nationwide distribution to bars, restaurants, casinos, any commercial accounts. And we look forward to this tremendous event and these fine athletes and the fights that they're going to put on. We'd also like to take this time to thank Scott Coker and Bellator, John Slusser, Kevin Kay, Spike TV, as well as the parent company, Viacom. We will also be policing the event for the piracy, which is an ongoing issue that we have for the last many years. So there'll be investigators going out nationwide and policing the event for us. Again, I want to wish the best to all the fighters on June 24th. And again, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It was a tactic just to get back on center stage. It worked. Let's bring the fighters to the stage. We'll start with our first of our two double main events for the night. Following will be our two title fights. So we'll bring all of the fighters that are in attendance And we'll bring him to the stage first, starting with the gentleman who's always outspoken and often quotable. He's a veteran, a three-time world title challenger, and he's already back inside the Bellator cage from West Lynn, Oregon. Would you please welcome the American gangster, Chael Sonnen. And we'll have details on his opponent in just a moment. But first, we'll move on to our second of our scheduled main events. This will be in the heavyweight division. The first fighter that we'll welcome to the stage, a power puncher with all but one of his wins by way of stoppage. He's 2-0 with two incredible stoppages inside the Bellator cage so far. He comes to us from Springfield, Illinois. Please welcome Matt Mitrione. And his opponent brings a legendary career with many titles and many championships. He comes to us from Starosko, Russia, and at long last, he makes his Bellator debut. Would you please welcome the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. And we'll now go to our first title fight. It'll be five-minute rounds for the Bellator Welterweight World Championship. The first fighter making his way to the stage, one of MMA's most impressive and most exciting welterweights. He is now set to make his Bellator debut, and he'll do it in a world title challenge. He brings his 18 victories, 11 stoppages as he makes his debut here in Bellator MMA. Would you please welcome from Riverside, California, Lorenz the Monsoon Larkin. And his opponent, the champion, of course. Last November, he regained the title by knocking out the man that took it from him. And now he's back to defend his second run for the first time. Would you please welcome one of the most prolific strikers in Bellator MMA, making his first defense of his second title run. He is the reigning and defending two-time Bellator welterweight world champion from Goiânia, Goiás, Brazil. Please welcome the Phenom, Douglas Lima. In 2011, a relative unknown lightweight with a record of only 8-0, all but two of his wins coming by way of stoppage, earned a world title shot, shocked the world as an underdog. He captured the lightweight gold, and in the process, one of Bellator's most spectacular fights to date. On June 24th, a relative unknown lightweight with a record of 7-0, all but two of his victories by way of stoppage, has earned his title fight, and he'll do it inside the Bellator cage. Would you please welcome from Eugene, Oregon, this is the undefeated challenger, Brent Primus. And now the champion in this lightweight world title fight. In his 16 professional victories, he owns 13 finishes, 9 of which coming in the very first round. A 7-year Bellator veteran. In his second title run, he makes his second title defense. Would you please welcome from High Ridge, Missouri. This is the two-time reigning and defending lightweight world champion for Bellator, Iron Michael Chandler. And we're missing one fighter. One fighter could not make the travel to attend today's press conference live, so he'll be joining us via live feed in just a moment. He undeniably and undoubtedly has fought some of MMA's most prolific and most memorable fights. In many fans' eyes, he is one of the very best, and he is now making his Bellator debut at long last, getting the fight that he's been looking for. He brings his 35 wins and 28 stoppages and prolific fight style to the Bellator cage. Would you please welcome, we believe we have him via live feed from Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is the axe murderer himself, Wanderlei Silva.
Hey guys, come on in. Piece off the first, please.
Right down center, guys, right here. Thank you.
And our second title fight, 5-minute rounds for the Bellator welterweight world title. We'll welcome the challenger making his Bellator debut, the Monsoon Lorenz Larkin, and the two-time reigning and defending Bellator welterweight world champion, the Phenom Douglas Lima.
Right down center, right here. Thank you. Great.
And now in the first of our two main events, we welcome the undefeated heavyweight inside the Bellator cage from Springfield, Illinois, Matt Mitrione, and the legend finally making his debut inside the Bellator cage, Fedor, the last emperor, Emelianenko.
You guys are done. Yeah.
Right here, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Good luck.
And in our second main event of the night, he's in attendance, so not to be outdone, to get his photo op, we welcome to the stage the American Gangster. Again, in our second main event of the evening, Chael Sonnen.
Feast your eyes and fantasize, ladies and gentlemen, because on June 24th, the king of pay-per-view is coming to your decrepit building in your concrete-ridden city. I'm taking your money, and I'm going back to Westland, Oregon, still undefeated and still undisputed.
Get him,
now,
Chael.
we'll welcome the rest of the fighters along with Mr. Scott Coker. Chael can stay on the stage, please. All fighters, if you would please return to the stage. Final photo op. The fighters on the main card. A double main event, a welterweight title fight, and a lightweight title fight. 4 of the announced 5 fights on Bellator MMA New York City live on pay-per-view June 24th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time will be your start time. Bellator 180, the 2 hours preceding. Live on pay-per-view events. Tickets go on sale March 31st, a special pre-sale. Gets underway tomorrow. For details, go to Bellator.com. Follow all the action on Twitter at Bellator MMA and stay in the right conversation. Use the hashtag Bellator NYC.
Okay, you good? Yep. We good? Okay, we're good. Thanks.
Right, cool.